In 1793, just a few years after the birth of the United States, something small but powerful was created, a single copper coin that carried the weight of a new nation's identity. It wasn't made of gold or silver, but it represented freedom, unity, and the dream of independence. This is the story of the 1793 chain cent, the very first official penny of the United States. After the American Revolution, the new government needed a national currency, something to replace the mix of foreign coins that filled the colonies. In 1792, Congress passed the Coinage Act, creating the United States Mint in Philadelphia. President George Washington and Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson oversaw the early operations, while David Rittenhouse became the first mint director. The goal was clear: make coins that would reflect the independence, unity, and spirit of the young republic. The task of designing the first 1-cent coin fell to Henry Voigt, the chief coiner of the mint. With limited tools and time, he created a design that was simple, raw, and full of symbolism. On the front, Lady Liberty faces right, her hair flowing freely in the wind. She represents freedom, unbound and independent. The word liberty crowns her head, and the date 1793 marks the beginning of America's coinage story. On the back, Voigt engraved a ring of 15 interlocking links, each one representing a state in the Union. At the center, the inscription, 1 cent, and the words, United States of America. The message was meant to be clear: many states, one nation, forever linked together. But not everyone saw unity in that chain. Some Americans were uneasy with the image. They thought the chain looked like a symbol of slavery or oppression, a harsh reminder of what the Revolution had fought against. Newspapers criticized the design, calling it unworthy of a free republic. Even Lady Liberty received harsh reviews. Her wild hair was said to make her look frightened rather than free. The public backlash was swift, and the mint listened. Within months, the chain cent was discontinued, replaced by a new design called the wreath cent later that same year. The first chain cents were struck in March 1793 at the Philadelphia Mint. Each was made of pure copper, weighing about 13.48 grams, with a diameter of 27 millimeters. Every coin was struck by hand, using a screw press powered by human strength. Imagine the sound of metal clashing, the smell of hot copper, and the pride of workers producing America's first penny. Around 36,000 chain cents were minted before the design was retired. Because of their handmade process, each coin shows slight differences in strike, detail, and wear, making every surviving piece unique. Collectors today recognize several varieties of the 1793 chain cent, each identified by subtle differences. Some coins show spacing variations in the word America, with early examples reading Ameri, because the engraver ran out of room. Others display slightly different link shapes or letter sizes. Condition matters enormously. A worn chain cent may fetch a few $1,000s, but one in exceptional preservation, sharp details, even color, can bring hundreds of thousands, sometimes over $1 million at auction. Each piece is not just a coin, it's a witness to the birth of American money. Though its life was short, the chain cent left a lasting mark on American coinage. It taught the young mint that design mattered, not just for beauty, but for national identity. It was the first step toward a century of artistry that would define coins like the Liberty Cap, the Indian Head, and the Lincoln Cent. Today, every time we hold a penny, we touch the legacy that began in 1793, with that first copper coin, struck by hand, in a small building in Philadelphia. Over the centuries, a few chain cents have surfaced in remarkable condition. In 2019, a high-grade specimen sold for more than $1 million at auction, proving its enduring appeal. Museums and private collectors around the world guard these coins as national treasures. Finding one today, even in poor condition, is like holding a piece of American birthright, rare, precious, and irreplaceable. The 1793 chain cent is more than just metal, it's a story in copper. A story of ambition, mistakes, learning, and progress. It reminds us that even the simplest objects can carry the weight of a nation's dreams. From a young republic striving to define itself, to collectors and historians who still marvel at its craftsmanship today, the chain scent endures, a timeless symbol of America's first steps toward unity and identity.